Here with Teya Badger to preview the upcoming Concordia powerlifting season. As we record this, we're ways into the semester, so everybody's had a chance to get practicing, and for you, you're involved in tennis as well. Yes. So it's probably been a busy fall to this point, but wanted to start out with a little bit about your background. From Brandon, South Dakota, right? So how did you find out about Concordia, and what were some of the factors that resulted in your decision?
So up until about halfway through my senior year of high school, I'd never heard of the school. No clue it existed, no clue any of the Concordia system existed, and then I was reached out to by the tennis coach, who was like, would you maybe be interested in hearing about our program? And at that point I was like, sure, tell me about it. So I came and I toured and I met the tennis coach and I loved it. And I went to a bunch of different other places and toured there and didn't quite have the same feeling with any of them. And then I read online that Concordia also had a powerlifting program, and I was like, that's kind of interesting. So I actually came back and toured a second time, and that's when I met Freddie and Chevy and said, can I do both? And they were like, yeah.
What was your experience then like with lifting before college? Was it anything like what you're doing now?
So I lifted for one season in high school. My senior year, I started lifting, and 2 days before the fall sports meeting, I was like, maybe I should try this. So the day of the fall sports meeting, you had to have a parent attend with you in order to give you permission to do the sport. I called my dad and I said, can you come to the school at 7 tonight and come to this meeting with me? Mm-hmm. He's like, okay, whatever you want. You really want to do this? I was like, I think so. So then I competed there. Our season was like 3 months long, and it was really casual. I mean, we didn't lift in singlets, we didn't have kilos, we just pound plates, couple programs, turned some music on, big team, not a whole lot of guidance, but I loved it.
How is maybe you talked about this just feeling right compared to other places you visited. How is that, your decision maybe been validated now that you've been here and had a chance to meet people and be part of, like you said, a couple different sports teams?
Yeah, no, that decision was definitely validated. I don't regret coming here at all. I have made so many friends and so many strong relationships with teachers and advisors and coaches, and I love the environment here and the people.
Talking about the powerlifting program, for you placed in the top 10 of your class at nationals last year. What was that experience like for you going to nationals?
I was intimidated, okay? I had not been to any event like that before. This is nothing like I had ever done before, but it was so much fun, and the best part about it was that we had a large chunk of our team that went last year, and I was so glad they were all there. I mean, I went out to lift at nationals and they were sitting right there, front row. I could see them all. They were screaming. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. What does it say just about the progress of this program that the women's team placed in the top 10 at nationals just its second year? What does that say about where you're at and where things are going?
Yeah, I mean, our program is still kind of, I guess they definitely hit the ground running, and I think especially last year was kind of a breakout year for them after their first year being a program. And obviously I wasn't here that first year because I'm a sophomore. Mm-hmm. But I think that if you're talking about starting points, 9th place in nationals, that's a pretty good starting point. So right. I think that means that as we grow and continue to lift, because most of us are still on the younger side, we're going to improve that ranking, and I have confidence in that.
Mm-hmm. What is what has it been like for you playing tennis? I'm sure you've been doing that this fall, yes. Going to practices for that and keeping up with your lifting. How do you balance that?
So usually we'll have tennis practice in the morning. So we'll go there and then we'll go to class after that, and then powerlifting practice is after school. So it's nice that they're at different times because then I can go to both and I don't have to like worry about as much as conflicts. But sometimes there obviously are conflicts. Like yesterday we had a meet, so Freddie and Chevy are really flexible with it. They understand, like if you have some place to be or whatever, or they can move your training around so that you can miss a day here or there if you need to. So like yesterday we had a tournament and we had to go play in a tournament and it was fun, and I didn't feel worried about having to miss practice because I knew that they were okay with it.
About so far this fall, what are you seeing from the team as a whole, just in how everyone's making gains and getting prepared for that first official competition?
Yes, we are very excited for the first competition. The first competition of the year is scary and exciting and all the emotions all in one. And I think that the new kids that have come in have molded really well with our team. Like I feel like, I mean, I've known them for 5 weeks-ish now, and I feel like I've known them for a really long time. They're friends, and it makes me happy to see them. So when we're in the gym, it allows us to cheer each other on and get better, and it's really good to set a starting point in the first competition and then see where we can go from there.
Are there times in the weight room where you're like, wow, I can't believe people are lifting that much, or in a competition? How often does that happen? I am humbled every day at practice. I go there and I'm like, wow, I'm doing great. And I look at the person next to me and they've got much more on the bar than me. But I think that is one of the good things about powerlifting compared to other sports is it's not necessarily you competing against other people, it's you competing to see what you can do. You're challenging yourself. And it's not about whether your opponent has a good day or a bad day per se, it's about what you can do on any given day, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. Well, as you're competing with what you've done in the past and trying to add to your totals, so what do you feel like would make this year successful?
Obviously we want to improve on placement from last year, and we want to add to the totals in all 3 lifts and overall. I have a lot of South Dakota state records for powerlifting. I have the teen ones and the junior ones. I would really like to nab some of the open category ones as well. There's just different age divisions for records that you have. So I think that would be really cool for me personally. So just improvement, I guess. I don't have like a specific number per se that I want to get because I'm not into number goals. I just want to make sure I'm getting better every day.
All right, last, can I get a SCO Dogs?
Absolutely, SCO Dogs.